Fagony and with Shelia.
Hello everyone and welcome. Welcome along to this month's edition of Fagony and. My name is Shelia O'Shaughnessy and I am the SOS call for the lonely, lost but lovely lesbians of the world. As my regular audience will know, I answer questions and queries that apply to lesbian women's sexual and personal lives. I don't like to call myself a sexpert, no. I much prefer the more accurate term, sexy expert, because, well, look at me. Today's episode is going out to the lovely ladies of the Rebel County, Cork. Can you imagine it? I'm not from Cork myself now. I know what you're thinking. You're confused because of my chameleon-like ability to fit in so well. But I'm not from Cork. I was there once on my holidays, to see how the other half live. I wasn't gone on the place now, mind. There is no need for Cork to be that big in this day and age. No, see, I'm from a small town called Portmagee in County Kerry. Oh yes, Cork may be the people's capital, but Kerry will always be the kingdom. So friends, don't be afraid to send in your questions and queries. I am here to help. And don't worry ladies, all of your letters will be treated with the strictest confidence. They will all be read as anonymous. Now, our first letter. Our first letter comes in from Suzanne Moriarty. Suzanne writes, Dear Shelia, I have started seeing a new woman and I'm nervous about sleeping with her for the first time. What advice can you give me to calm my nerves? Well, Suzanne, you've come to the right place. You've taken the first steps, admitting that you need help. Now, when it comes to body hair, I like my women how I like the lawn in front of Muckra's house. Well landscaped and maintained. You don't want to be totally bare now, mind. What need do you have to be that aerodynamic? No. You want a nice little dusting of hair, just so she knows she's in the right neck of the woods. I don't recommend candles now. You'll have enough on your mind to be worrying about without thinking you're going to burn your house to the ground. And when it comes to music, it's nice to set the tone, but I wouldn't let YouTube playing away in the background. The last thing you want when you're knuckle deep inside a girl you fancy is a discount code for Grammarly or that annoying fucker, the singing canary, giving out about carbon monoxide. Most importantly, Suzanne, the best advice I can give you is to enjoy yourself. Sex should be fun. And if she's getting into bed with you in the first place, you've obviously done something right. And the last thing to remember, Suzanne, the very last thing you should think of before you get into bed with her is cut your nails, you dirty bitch.
Fagony and with Shelia.
Whew, it's getting warm. It's very warm in here. Right. Our next letter comes into us from the Ga widow of Glanmire. Dear Shelia, I recently met a woman I really like and it has been a disaster. She's mad into sports and I told her I was interested in Ga, but I'm really not. Now I keep buying merch for women's sports, but I can't follow the games. I just fancy the women. My new lady friend has asked me to coach the under 15s and I don't have a clue what's going on. I was just being polite over coffee. What should I do? The Ga widow of Glanmire. Well, Ga widow, you've come to the right place because nobody knows Ga like your good old Aunt Shelia. You need to play the ball down the field. Don't mind that hand passing nonsense. That modern short passing life is too short. I'd be watching those games and I'd get a full load of laundry out in the line by the time the ball gets from one end of the field down to the other end of the field. No, you need to get that young lady in goals to kick the ball as hard as she can down the field.
I don't think that was the point of the question.
Huh?
Fagony and with Shelia.
So we're going to go over now to the Twitter and see what people are asking me on the Twitter. Okay. Dear Shelia, I've walked in on my girlfriend masturbating in the bedroom 3 times now. What should I do? Well, the answer is simple, dearie. You need to knock. What else have we on the Twitter now? Wait till I have a look. Dear Shelia, is it true that Kerry women always answer a question with a question? Who told you that?
Fagony and with Shelia.
Our next letter comes into us from 68 and Anxious. Dear Shelia, I am a 68-year-old lesbian woman and I have decided to try out online dating. I'm very anxious as I've never done anything like this before. Do you have any advice? Kind regards, 68 and anxious. Well, fair play to you, 68, for getting out there. And just because you're a woman of a certain age does not mean that you can't put yourself out onto the internet and find yourself a mate. The first thing you need to do, 68, is put yourself on everything. I'm talking Tinder, Bumble, Plenty of Fish, OkCupid, Done Deal, Craigslist. The world is your oyster. You're only limited by your imagination. Get on every single dating app available to you, Sheila, and just start firing out messages. And yeah, it can be disheartening when ladies aren't replying to you, but just stick with it, because you get out of these things what you put into them. So you need to be very careful as well, because you can kind of lose touch with reality when you get thrown into these things. The last thing you want is for all your friends to be out having a great time together and you're at home pressed up against the modem all night. Remember, the modem will not keep you warm at night. And when you do meet a woman 68, remember my mantra. Wine her, dine her, 68 her out. You might not go down on history, but you can go down on her. With consent.
Fagony at with Sheila.
Our next letter, oh, look at that, an international stamp. Our next letter now comes into us from Umar Shadiq, who is the CEO of the Nigerian Royal Bank and a member of the Nigerian Royal Family. Umar writes, Dear admired friend, it is my solemn duty to inform you of the passing of your distant relative and member of the Royal Family, Uncle Achumbe. Uncle Achumbe left $2 million to you in his will, and now all it is needed is your bank account details to release these funds to you. Well, I don't believe it. I don't believe it, lads. My Uncle Achumbe is after passing away, and this is how I find out. Now, ladies and gentlemen, our next letter now, we have here, oh, lovely love hearts drawn on the letter. Fabulous. Our next letter is from Tickled in Timileague. Dear Sheila, I have recently discovered the joy of lovehoney.com, and my solo game has come a long way. I was wondering if you had any tips on how to clean my new battery-powered playthings. Yours in excitement, Tickled in Timileague. Well, Tickled, I'm delighted for you. You're dead right, girl. Absolutely. I'm delighted that you're enjoying yourself with your new sex toys. And don't be afraid to call them sex toys now, Tickled. Remember, call a spade and a dildo. When it comes to your battery-operated playthings, you can't go too far wrong with a drop of washing up liquid and a new dish sponge. And don't go use the Brillo pad now, because this will affect the performance of your new battery-powered plaything. And didn't I learn that the hard way? In my experience, non-motorised and durable toys can be submerged in boiling water or put through the dishwasher. Just remember now, washing machines might last longer with Calgon, but sex toys most certainly don't. I once came away from a weekend wank extravaganza with third-degree chemical burns on my Fandango. That Finnish Powerball is mighty tack, but Christ, it cut the gee off you.
Fagony at with Sheila.
Thank you very much for your patience. We're going to go back over to Twitter now. So we have a tweet here from the Primark Princess. And Primark Princess writes, Dear Sheila, I have a friend who, when I pay her a compliment, she only says thanks. And she never says thanks pennies hun. How do I tell her this is inappropriate? Well, you need to get rid of that woman from your life, because that is a very toxic friendship. You do not need that kind of energy. She strikes me now as the kind of a one who has notions, you know. She's the kind of one who'd let you know there was Ballymaloo relish in her sandwich.
Fagony at with Sheila.
Our next letter here, what have we here now? What's this we have here now, right? 15% off. We're called Hidden Hearing for right. Okay, let's have a look at this. Let me open this bastard thing. Right. Okay. Congratulations, Sheila. You have been selected as a candidate to receive a free Hidden Hearing. I need a biro. Oh. Excuse me a minute. Right, I'm back. Where's the flower? Congratulations, Sheila. You have been selected as a candidate to receive a free Hidden hearing aid. To claim... Oh, I should have that in there. Sorry, we'll go again. Congratulations, Sheila. You have been selected as a candidate to receive a free Hidden hearing aid. Well, isn't that great? To claim your free hearing aid, Please complete the form below. Well, isn't that just fabulous? My mother, God rest her soul, she always said to me, Sheila, don't ever turn up your nose to anything you're getting for free. So I'm going to fill this out now this very minute and send it off. Right. Name, Shelia O'Shaughnessy. Address, Bushy Gap Cottage, Port McGee, County Kerry. Sex, yes, please. Our next letter is from Curious in Clonakilty. Dear Sheila, I'm stone mad for Kerry women, but I'm never sure if a woman I fancy is really a Kerry girl or if she's just letting on. What are some of the signs that I can look out for? Thanks in advance, Curious in Clonakilty. Well, it's clear to me, Curious, that you have excellent taste. Kerry women are the bee's knees. We're goddesses amongst mortal souls. Now, to know if a woman is really from Kerry, you need to keep an eye out for the Kerry branding, you know. Has she the Wellington mark below the knee? Yeah? Does she have the tan forearm and the pasty shoulders, as demonstrated? Right? Did she take the boat to see Fungi for her Holy Communion? And can she name the last Kerry team to win the Sam Maguire in 2014? That's basically it, really. If she can tick all those boxes, then let her into yours.
Fagony and with Sheila.
We're back on Twitter now, ladies and gentlemen, and we'll see what the Twitter sphere has to offer us today. Dear Sheila, I'm mad to take a Kerry girl out dancing. Which ones are the best crack? Well, to paraphrase our Lord and Saviour, Beyonce, all the jingle ladies, they're stone mad. They won the county final in 2018 and they've been tearing the arse out of the celebrations ever since. Jesus, they're lunatics, the whole lot of them, but they're great crack on a night out and they always buy their round. Our next letter is from Useless in Youghal. Dear Sheila, my ex doesn't realise I've broken up with her. How can I make it obvious that we are no longer together? Thanks, Useless in Youghal. Well, Useless, I must tell you now, when I first read that whole question, I thought to myself, I didn't all giggle, you know, I thought, that's gas. That's a very lesbian situation to find yourself in. And I'll tell you why. She doesn't realise that you've broken up, but I guarantee you, when you were getting together, she didn't realise you were dating. Not to worry, Useless, there are a few options, and we'll go through those with you now. We'll get you out of this, right? Say to her some evening, hi, do you want to see a magic trick? And when she says yes, say, poof, you're single, and run away. Another option, if you're dropping her home of an evening, right, wait till she's out of the car now, and pull down the window and nod up into her house and say, hi, my ex lives in there. And when she says, that's my house, lock the doors and drive away. Failing that, then there's always immigration. Afghanistan is lovely this time of year. Or what's the name of that other place? Roscommon. And don't backslide now, Useless. No. Remember, you're breaking up with her for a reason. And don't cry because it's over. Smile, because that crazy bitch is someone else's problem now.
Fagony and with Sheila.
Our next letter, ladies and gentlemen, our next letter now is from Eager in Aries. Dear Sheila, I am a huge fan of your show and I watch it religiously. I really think you're something else. Well, thanks very much. We're both busy women with cows that need milking, so I'll cut to the chase. I'm wondering if maybe you'd be interested in a one-night stand. Please find enclosed a pair of my skimpiest knickers as a sign of my desperation. Looking forward to hearing from you, Eager in Aries. Well, sure, look. Aren't they just lovely now? Aren't they just... What are the holes in aid of, hey? You don't get an awful lot of coverage. Were they expensive? What are the holes in aid of? Air circulation? Jesus, that thing will cut the ghee off you. Anyway, back to our writing. Well, I'll tell you what, Igor, I'm fine for night stands. One at either side of the bed really is plenty. And it's not really something you just have the one of. Unless you had the bed shoved up against the wall, and I don't. But you know what? We'll put it out to you, my faithful audience. If anyone out there is in need of a one-night stand, get in touch with us and we'll see if Eager in Aries would be able to sort you out. But you know what I'm thinking actually, Eager, right? I'm thinking if you held on to that all-night stand, you would have somewhere to keep your bloomers. But that's just a thought.
Fagony and with Sheila.
And that's all we have time for today on Shelia O'Shaughnessy's Fagony Aunt. Thanks so much for your letters and your tweets, and it has been lovely sharing this afternoon with you and giving you advice and answering your questions and just getting to know you all a little bit better. Don't forget I'm on the Instagram and the Facebook, so get in touch, and if you have a query, send it in. But thanks very much for joining us, and we'll catch you soon.
Fagony with Shelia.